folks, welcome to the late edition of the Mediocre cover band guitar guy, and should call it the pajama edition because it is a little bit later than normal, but it's been a busy day. A lot of housework on the go, which is cool because it smells nice and lemony fresh in here today, or this evening, sorry. So anyway, today I'm going to talk at you about some more cover band stuff. We've covered pretty well almost everything that, your startup, anyhow, in a cover band situation. So this one, I'm just going to get real simple and talk about rehearsing. And this is important. You got to rehearse, you got to rehearse, you got to rehearse. It's like Brad Pitt said in The Inglourious Basterds when he was asked about, when he wasn't asked a line where the guy said to him about carving swastikas in the Nazis' foreheads, and he said, "You're getting awfully good at that." And he said, "What gets you to Carnegie Hall? Practice." So if you want to, get some gigs and play and have people like you, you got to learn the songs and you got to practice. It's also very important when you do this to learn the songs at home before you go into your jam. There's nothing worse than being unprepared. I've showed up unprepared, and shit happens sometimes, but we've gotten through it, but it doesn't happen all the time, thankfully. So just have some consideration. Rehearse at home, learn the songs, get it down, and bring it into rehearsal and practice it. And rehearsals are great. You might know the song at home, but putting it together as a band is a completely different thing. You really need to work on the intros and the endings, because sometimes it's hard to get out of a song. You got those songs that seem like they're never going to end, and you don't know how to get out of them. It's like you're just stuck in there. It's like a big echo chamber. So that's it. You gotta really knuckle down and learn the songs. That's it. So over the course of 5 months, I actually recorded the first one of these April 25th, when the pandemic was sort of new-ish, and we were still trying to figure out all this shit. And a lot has happened since then. I didn't think I was ever going to play again, and been lucky enough to have 5 gigs since I started filming these. My band has, the Urban Legends, and I'm thankful for that, because the other alternative was we didn't think we were going to get out probably till 2021. And for those glum buggers out there who want to pee on everything, they were speculating 2022 before we saw the stage again. Luckily that wasn't the case, and we had some gigs. So over the past 5 months, I covered some silly stuff like stage farts and pick scrapes and stuff. But I thought I'd hand down some stuff that I learned from being around and playing in bands and playing with other musicians and hanging out with other musicians. As I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, I learned a lot from the late Gerard Drover, who, besides being a good musician, knew how to be a good musician. Because it's a little bit of a culture, a little bit of a lifestyle thing, and he had it down to a science. And he knew how to be a musician. He knew how to do everything. He knew how to be prepared for gigs. He knew, how he knew what his role in the band was, and he didn't want to be the star. He didn't feel he had to be the star. He knew he had a job to do and was quite content doing it, all for the love of music. We started off early with putting your band together and getting gigs. We've done load in, load out, stage banter, sound checks, traveling, how to utilize your equipment, everything from making sure that you got reliable equipment, not getting drunk on stage, not undercutting people, not bad mouthing people. And that's an important one for me that I'll always go by, because everything that I've talked about here stems around one thing, and that's your professionalism and being professional. And that's what's going to get your gigs and keep gigs, good ones anyway. The guys that undercut, they only play at certain venues, and the venue has the people that are hiring these bands have to look at themselves and look at their venue and think where they were a year before they started hiring these groups and noticing the decline, because if you got a lot of these people in there, that's what happens. But anyway, that's my last words on that. So I've covered a lot of stuff for you guys right up to now in the rehearsals, band communication, all that stuff that needs to be talked about, and fairness and everything else, and knowing your role, as I was just talking about. Knowing your band's worth was important. So all that stuff aside, I hope that maybe somebody might look at some of this and say, hey, I didn't realize that, and got something from it, because that'd be pretty cool. On my part, it means it wouldn't be a total waste of time. But, once again, that comes from playing gigs and being around musicians and being in those situations. And I had a lot of fun talking about those things, because it brought back some good memories, some bad memories as well. When you're dealing with, certain bar owners or bad venues or gigs that aren't going right. But, also some great memories about, going through the rigors of booking gigs and finally getting your band getting that first paying gig. All those things brought back great memories and stuff that I'll remember forever. So, like I said, I hope somebody gets something from all that. You might have noticed I played some Zeppelin there, once again poorly. In the beginning, that was just to commemorate the anniversary of the passing of the late great John Henry Bonham, who passed away September 25th, 1980. And Zeppelin are one of my favorite bands. Jimmy Page, one of my favorite players of all time. And so just thought a little homage was there, or needed for that, to start this one off. So guys, anyway, to the 5 or 6 people that were watching these things, I just like to say thank you very much. Anybody who's taken time out of their day to watch me goof around for anywhere from 11 to 15 to, I think I had one 22-minute one. Thank you very much for your time and put me on your phone speakers and stuff. It was all great. This is going to be my last one. I think I've taken it as far as I can go now, and there's only so much you can do. Hey, bye. So just like to say thanks to everybody for watching, and if you're going to put a band together, have fun with it, because music is a great thing, and gives you a lot more sometimes than you'll ever put into it. For me, I got a lot of great friends, a lot of great memories, played a lot of great gigs and a lot of great music. And that's not just in the cover band situation. If you're playing your originals or whatever, and I pick on the Irish guys a lot, because some of those guys think they're not cover band people, but they're cover band people. But the reality of it is that some of those guys are just off the charts talented as musicians, and deserve the accolades and all their success in a lot of cases. So my ribbon, you guys, is light, and it's only, the sarcastic bits are only aimed at certain people. But like I said, music is a wonderful thing. I've got many friends, and I had a Facebook spew on it one time there, where that day somebody asked me what was so great about music, and it's like, one of the things I said there is, music will never let you down. It'll break your heart, no doubt about it, but it'll pick you right back up again. But it's always there. Good music is always around. You just might have to dig it up sometimes. And it's good for the soul. It's great for everything. It won't stop hanging around with you because you're not cool enough, and it wants to get a girlfriend. It's always there. It'll always be there. Whether you like country, hip hop, rock and roll, whatever, it's always gonna be there for you. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. Take care, and I hope everybody is, soon going to pick up and everybody's gigging. I'd like to see us all back at it, because what's good for one is good for all. And that's about it. Cheers, and once again, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the flip side. You ever see an Urban Legends post somewhere that we're playing? Come and say hello.